And it's not about 400 to 600. For you, it could be 40,000 to 60,000. It could be zero money to 20 grand. I want you to lean into what's on the screen here. This can change your life. There's one idea: breaking the habit of being yourself. Because when you come up against resistance, your brain is going to tell you stop. It's just like if the stove's on the burner and you put your hand on the burner, and you're not going to put your hand on the burner because it's a hot stove. Your brain's going to tell you, do not put your hand on the burner because you're going to burn yourself. So my client, in his mind, just like your mind, do not put your hand on the burner, you're going to burn yourself, okay? But then there's this other resistance, virtual selling. And he feels the same feeling in his body. The resistance of putting his hand on the stove is doing virtual selling. And his brain goes, don't put your hand on the stove, don't do virtual selling. What I'm teaching you right now is the resistance of his brain telling him not to do virtual selling is not the same as protecting yourself from burning yourself. It's not the same, but it feels the same in your body. Your brain is telling your body, stop with in this case, with the virtual selling. I already know he'll make way more money. So he's a client of mine. He's paying me good money to coach him. But I can't change that thought in his head. The only person that can change your thinking is you. You are in charge of your thoughts. You are the only person that can change your thinking. I know that virtual selling will enhance his life and make him more money. He can serve more people. It's benefits all over the place. And what I've told him is you may have an event in the future where you're not able to drive. You know, we're all getting older and maybe he can't drive anymore. Wouldn't it be nice to have already pivoted to virtual selling? If that's like, you get that? Here, see yourself in the story. Because it's maybe you don't have an issue with virtual selling, but maybe for you, it's selling a higher priced product. Or maybe for you, it's being on video. Or maybe for you, it's doing Zoom. Or maybe for you, it's hiring a VA or hiring an appointment setter. It's different for all of us. Create Revenue Now, it's a mindset and it's a philosophy around dealing with resistance. Today's class is designed to change the trajectory of your future career in sales and in business. So I'm going to lay out ideas that are designed, by the end of this training, you'll be a different human being. That's the position I'm coming from. I'm coming from, let me help you get to the end of the month. If you fall short on your goals, your sales goals, that you step back and coach yourself and not just go, oh, well. For any of you on this call that need to be making sales, some of you, you don't need to say who you are, but some of you aren't making any sales right now because it's new, right? Or you're just getting trained, or you're growing, right? There was a time I wasn't making any sales. But don't let another month pass and make no sales and not pivot and not step back and go, what do I need to do different? Where am I bumping up against resistance and I'm afraid to take action? Be willing to grow through it. I was on a coaching call with a client the other day. I'm not going to go into the details for confidentiality, but man, they were going through it. They had lost probably about 80 grand in between our coaching calls. One coaching call, we speak again, 3-4 weeks later, they're down 80 grand. Right? And so we're having this coaching call and they're not doing well because there's a huge financial hit. And I was coaching this person to lean into it and grow through it. And I was sharing some examples of when I've gone through tremendous financial adversity. and to grow through it. And guess what? It's painful. It can be painful. But what comes out the other side is mental toughness and resiliency. Consider not having it be so important to avoid the pain, right? My client, to sell virtually, it's going to be painful for him because it's uncomfortable. It's Zoom, it's technology, it's different, okay? And it's not that it's hard, it's uncomfortable. But watch this. Once the mind expands, it will never return to its original size. So when the client's comfortable on Zoom, he'll never go back. He'll be comfortable forever. I used to be uncomfortable on Zoom. I remember one of my clients told me they did a boot camp, kind of like what we're doing today, and it was virtual. This is years ago. They did a virtual boot camp. It was write a book in a weekend. And so the client's like, thanks for recommending that boot camp. And I go, which one? They go, the write a book in a weekend. And I go, tell me about it. We all gathered on the computer and we did the thing and they were raving about the class. And I was like, I don't get it. You got to be with the people in person. You can't do it virtually. It was like a total mind, what? I've been teaching seminars in person for my whole career. You can do it virtually? And that was way out of my comfort zone. Now I rarely do a hotel event. Now it's all virtual like what we're doing right now. It was out of my comfort zone. It was painful. It was painful until it wasn't. The resistance that you're bumping up against, it doesn't stay that way. And I want to just make just a short drug and alcohol rant for a second. Because some people, when they're in pressure, pain, they get out of the pain by going to drugs and alcohol. And not necessarily in an abusive way, just worked all day and I got an edge on me, and so I'm gonna pop a pill, smoke a joint, drink some wine, whatever. And I'll have a glass of wine, right? I'm not opposed to that, but I'll tell you what I don't do. I don't drink to take pain away. And the reason I don't is I want the pain. Not in a sadistic way, not in like, this guy's crazy. No, I want the benefit of the pain because that's what's going to cause me to shift. When I run into cash flow challenges, I don't want to numb that. I want to lean into that so I will expand my comfort zone. So if any of you are altering yourself to get out of pressure, I just want you to just not telling you what to do or preaching, but just think about maybe you're robbing yourself of feeling that pain so you can grow through it. Because once you grow through it, you're golden. And I've had this happen over and over and over again. I'm going to train today from a position that you're going to make an extra $100,000 or more from what I'm going to teach you today. So I'm going to do my part. I'm going to deliver 100 grand or more in real value to you of deals you're going to close. All right. Now you got to do your part. You can show up for training like you are right now, but you've got to take action. And I can almost guarantee some of the stuff you're going to have to take action on is going to be uncomfortable. And that's why you haven't been doing it before. Some of you, the prospecting is uncomfortable. Some of you asking for the order is uncomfortable. Some of you doing a strategic alliance, public speaking, selling higher priced products, using technology, whatever. It's different for everybody. But this is about growth. And you want this, or you wouldn't be here. So I'm just giving you the path from a human being. I'm no different than you. I'm in business. I'm an entrepreneur. I sell. And I'm up against the same thing you are. I'm up against my resistance. The pattern of a breakthrough is we learn, and then we have a breakthrough. So today what's going to happen is either you're going to learn or you're going to learn and you're going to have a breakthrough. So what I focus on, I don't look for breakthroughs. Nothing wrong with that. I look for learning because the learning create the predictable breakthroughs. Ideas have value. So email marketing implemented creates financial value. Most of you, how many of you are on this Zoom right now because you were invited from an email? Like that's what caused you. Just type yes in the chat if an email is what caused you to be here. Okay, it's most of you, not all of you, but most of you. Okay, there's a bunch of people, maybe they're not typing yes in the chat, but they're here because of email. So email is a revenue generator. So do you have an email list? Are you sending emails out to your list? I email my list all the time, and you know that because you get my emails. You're like, Eric, how many emails are you going to send? Well, why am I sending them? Because we have 76 of you, and there's a few of you that are AI. Call it net 65 on the call. There's 65 human beings on the call right now. My marketing budget for this class was $0. I did not spend $1 on marketing. 65 people here, most of them from email marketing. That's why I send so many emails. But what about you? Are you sending out any group email right now? And you go, well, I've got the software, but I never use it. That's a position to come from. I have the software, but I never use it. Or I would do email marketing, but my list would be so small. What's the point? That's a position to come from. That mindset causes you to do no email marketing. Or I have an email list, but I don't want to email out because people will opt out. Everything I just said, those are thoughts. And those are thoughts that produce a result called I don't send email out. I'm not saying that as a criticism. I'm saying it as a notice. You want to notice what are the thoughts that are creating the actions that I'm taking or not taking. Because email marketing, I'm promising you $100,000 in real value. Let me get my slide back up there.